Hello, welcome everyone to this episode of DOTVPodcast presents Friday Night D&D. We are premiering our Dragonlance campaign. Thank you so much for joining us. I am DM Ron, you can just call me Ron, the DM part is implied. And I'll be your dungeon master. So, I brought some friends with me. We're going to meet them very, very soon. So I suppose before we, without really any further ado, why don't we kind of just get into it? Okay. Bring that and. Hello, welcome. Get this kind of out of my face. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If you're new here, new to Kryn, you're in for a treat. My goal for this campaign is simply thus, to create a memorable experience for my Dragonlance newbies, while simultaneously creating or invoking a nostalgic response for my Dragonlance veterans. So yeah, here we are, everyone, and you see on your screen here, this is the continent of Ansalon. Welcome, everyone, to Kryn. Here, our focus is, well, we'll look at the continent of Ansalon. It's a sprawling landmass, takes up much of the planet's southern hemisphere, from the eastern shores with the Blood Sea to the isles on the western coast, the Sancris, the Urgoths, and whatnot. Even far to the south, beyond the reaches of the Icewall Glacier, this land is full of adventure, excitement, forgotten treasures, perilous dangers, and, well, history. Countless tales have already been told here, while new stories begin every day. Ours starts right around here, in the Calaman region of northern Solamnia. I'm going to bring down the music a little bit here. A little bit more, I should say. So, we find ourselves on a trade road between the city of Calaman and a small town called Vogler. So, although these travelers they're traveling together now, they actually started this journey apart. They all left Calaman at or about the same time, but as it's actually a pretty lengthy trek. It's at least 50 it's about 50 miles or so, at least, between Calaman and Vogler, but that'll take a few days to walk. So you start talking, you get to chatting with one another, and even if you're not the chattiest, you might, overhear things, and as the people nearby talk, you overhear, and you all learn that you're headed to Vogler for the same reason, to pay your last respects to a dearly departed, longtime family friend. You guys didn't really know each other before this, but you all knew this guy, Ispin Greenshield, and just that sort of was like, well, alright, I guess we're all going to the same place, might as well stick together. There's safety in numbers, and these guys are not so bad. They're at the very least, they're decent traveling companions. So, you've been on the road together now for a few days. And there we go. You've been on the road now for a few days. Let's get this going. And, you know, it's starting to get dark on this day. The sun has been quickly racing towards the western horizon. The stars are beginning to come into view as the sky darkens around you. And you guys, you break off to set up camp, and I'd imagine that at this point you kind of have maybe a little bit of a routine down. Perhaps, one person starts clearing a spot for the tents or bedrolls or whatever. Somebody else runs up to the river to grab water to make a fresh stew, and so forth. So you kind of got this sort of thing locked down, and we see you as you're starting to set up camp. We kind of break away from that. We're gonna pan away from the camp and just sort of focus on the nighttime sky, and we see the constellations coming in a little more clearly. And I'll actually share that with everybody. I had to put this one in. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, we can. So we can see all the different. Are you gonna work? We can see all the different constellations of Kryn. It doesn't want to zoom in for me. At least not for the stream. Sorry, stream. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Boom. There we go. So now everyone can see it there. And, you see the constellations start to come out, and beyond that, you see the moons starting to become more prominent in the sky as well. The red moon, Lunitari, is a perfect semicircle this night, with its left half glowing red. Solinari, the white moon, is a little more oblong and egg-shaped this evening. And I'm not really going to put too much relevance on the moons, because unfortunately Wizards of the Coast decided not to. But I actually have kept track of the different of the phases and whatnot, and so I'll use that more for flavor, but I'll also mention it when it's relevant. And it does happen to be relevant, not this night, but 7 nights ago, 1 week ago. Because if we turn the clock back, we will sort of watch these moons slowly get a little bit bigger. And as we hit back to 7 nights ago, we see a full round circular Solinari in the sky, a full red Lunitari. And for those in the know, which is a very small population of people, and maybe only 1 or 2 of the people here, a third celestial body was also present and full in the sky that night. And this is relevant because this is a lunar event known as the Night of the Eye. So this is something that occurs every 1.5 years, and it's when the 3 moons of Kryn are all at their zenith and full. It's when magic is most potent and powerful on this world, as the moons have been known to influence magic. And that sort of brings us to one of these areas that comes to life on the Night of the Eye, when the magic is powerful enough to make dormant forces, well, not dormant. And here is where we meet the first 2 members of our traveling party. So, Nibs, are you here? David?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, David. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so
I'm
much.
just being the peanut gallery in chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you please tell us what do we see when we see Nibs standing? Um, maybe I should give you a little more uh, exposition. So tonight is an important night. Ahead rises the Barb, a jagged, half-ruined spire of gray stone. Many who aspire to join the mages of high sorcery, I do say that with a cringe, have come here to prove their magical proficiency. The Barb is usually nothing more than a ruin, its construction predating the Cataclysm. But tonight, on the night of the eye, when Kryn's three moons align, the ruin is alive with magic once more, and soft light shines from the archway leading into the structure. And before this structure, we see two small individuals, one of which is Nib. So, David, if you would please.
Nibs is a 2'4" halfling, so he's extremely short even for halfling standards. But he is fat for halfling standards. Um, he's wearing a dark cloak, has a short bow with him, and the typical joyful appearance of a halfling is kind of eerie and creepy about him at the same time. There's something not quite right about his happiness, if you know what I mean. You know how halflings are typically fun loving little creatures. His isn't quite right.
Okay. Well, all right. Sadly, most people wouldn't really know that, as halflings are an oddity on this world.
Well, you see somebody. Have you seen the movie Smile?
Nah,
Okay, so they describe the smile that they have, but it's not a joyful smile or anything like that. It's a creepy one. So, even though it's typically you can see that it's supposed to be joyful, but it's not. There's something not right there.
okay.
That's kind of what I'm shooting for.
All right. And then,
Spoil the movie at the same time.
sweet. So one other question. What, like, your ears? Are they pointy? Are they rounded? I'm not. It's always different with halflings, it seems.
I'm not. I don't know what their ears are supposed to look like, so I'm gonna go around it until I finish looking it up.
Fair enough. Okay. So yeah. So like I said, there was also there's two small individuals standing
They are pointed.
pointed. Okay. Your ears are pointed. There were two small individuals standing before the barb. Ribrob, hello. Welcome to Defenders of the Veil, or DOTV podcast.
Hello. Hope everyone is having a good night.
I'm doing swell already. Um, so yeah, and perfect. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
I've been
Good.
excited. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too. So,
Mm.
Ribrob, would you please tell us what do we see when we see Peter for the first time?
All right. So Peter is also a short uh, person with, I've decided, pointed ears, a well-groomed, he has jet black hair, and is well-groomed, and a short goatee. He wears a purple cloak with a yellow trim, gray collared shirt underneath, and black pants. a leather braided belt, and no shoes. So he seems a little odd.
Oh yeah, halflings don't wear shoes and they have hairy feet.
That's right. So he seems a little out of place in this kind of world. And if you were to even just at a passing glance, you would notice there's a bit of a shy, reserved, and somewhat nervous energy to him.
Okay. Perfect. So, oh, here it is. So yes, now, you guys, well, you guys would know why you are here. You are here to participate in a test, and if you pass this test, you will learn the next steps to joining the Mages of High Sorcery. Um, Now, Peter would probably be more aware of sort of some of the things that are going to be involved due to his tutelage. I didn't really get a chance to talk with Nibs too much about, um, his inspiration. I mean, I know things, but what's going on here? So we'll find out. But
I
yeah,
don't know what you're talking about.
no, okay. You But you guys, so this is essentially where you guys met for the first time. So it was actually a week ago. It was a few days before leaving Calaman. But this is kind of where you meet, and like you arrive here independently. You probably came from different directions, but you just happened to arrive at the same time. And so you see this structure ahead of you with the glowing, with the archway with the soft light shining through it. I shouldn't say glowing. What would you like to do?
I think Peter would just kind of stand there and stare a little bit at the barb, kind of moving his thumbs around, fiddling with his staff. I forgot to mention he has a staff.
Okay.
Uh, Seeing Nibs and nodding, acknowledging him, but not saying anything outright.
How's Nibs responding?
Kind of the same way of kind of staring at the guy and looking back and forth between the guy and my traveling companion. Like, okay, so what do we do now?
Okay. Well, it is just you and the guy.
Oh, you said that we were traveling together. I thought you meant me and Rook Rob.
Well, no, no, I said you guys arrived here at the same time. You weren't this is essentially where you're first meeting.
I think eventually Peter would uh, psych himself up to uh, walk over to Nibs and say, "Hello, uh, you here to do the thing?" And he gestures towards the ruins.
I guess I am here to do the thing. Are you here to do the thing?
I suppose so. This is the only step I know as part of the test of sorcery.
So, is there a good way we can pass this test? Have you been studying?
Oh, I've been studying a little bit here and there. Cast a few cantrips. He makes dancing lights come out of his uh, staff.
I'm gonna use minor illusion to imitate the sound of his voice. As I say, I've been practicing too.
Oh, that's pleasant. Okay.
I love minor illusion. I will come up with hundreds of uses for it. I have a necromancer I'm gonna use to give the voice back to his zombies. So,
Oh,
and he uses it to talk to his dead wife.
Peter is a
Anyways,
little weirded out now. He's gonna start walking towards the runes.
Yes, let's walk over here, and I'm gonna follow you,
all
like
right.
directly behind you.
Oh goodness.
Let's see.
And I
Okay.
think Peter, well, does Peter know anything about these runes, what he's supposed to do? Because otherwise he's just gonna look around and see if he can figure it out.
Well,
Like,
there is an archway. There's like a doorway.
oh, okay. He will approach it. Is there anything interesting about the archway?
Right at the archway. No. You can see inside that it opens into like a larger atrium with that's lit with flaming sconces.
Oh, okay. So it's like a portal kind of.
No, it's a doorway.
Oh, okay. There's no building behind it, or there
Like
is?
so. Okay, so the barb is this huge structure. It's like a giant like stony barb, and then
Okay.
there's like a doorway on it that leads into it.
Okay. I understand now. I thought it was like a freestanding archway.
No.
That's okay. I thought he said bard, thus leading to all kinds of confusion.
Well,
We're traveling together, and we came across a bard.
There we go. Yeah, my mouth might still be a little numb from the dentist this afternoon.
always a fun time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, well, after you, I suppose. In uh Peter Jester's nib, like he can go in first.
Very well. We'll go with beauty before age. And Nibs will go in first.
Okay. So yeah, you see essentially what I was describing before. It's a large atrium that's lit with flaming sconces all around. There's grand tapestries adorning the walls that depict the three moons of Kryn. Speaking of the moons, there's openings above that allow the moonlight to, come inside to, add its illumination. So, there's a faint white glow, faint red glow, etc. Um, there's doors circling the room. And at the center of the room stands a serene looking woman with long gray hair, and she's wearing red robes. And she nods as you enter.
I'm going to nod back at her and go, well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, yes, hello. I take it you are here for, well, we all know why you're here. My name is Ravina. I am the caretaker here at the Bob. Welcome to the atrium. So, as I'm sure you're already aware, the Barb is a place of ancient power where, during the Night of the Eye, magic flares to life to test would-be mages. To see if you have the chops, if you will, to take the next steps to becoming a mage of high sorcery.
And Peter's going
So
to
is
be
this
behind Nibs at this point.
so are we learning sorcery or are we learning wizardry?
Oh, that is a grand question, and I think that's one only time we'll be able to answer for you. Here, this is a much more general sort of thing. The trial here requires magical talent, yes, but it carries none of the dangers of the tests of high sorcery. It merely provides a foundation for the real test. So, no chance of dying tonight. Unless it's self-inflicted. Don't blow anything.
Oh,
Don't blow
darn.
yourselves up. Then you will be faced with a challenge behind one of these doors here, and your task is simple: just complete the challenge, and that will complete your goal. You have until the Night of the Eye concludes. So once Nutari will be the first to set. Once Nutari sets, the rooms will vanish, and everyone within will be expelled, failing the challenge. Understood?
I understand completely, except for what is the challenge?
I second that.
Very well. Rowena walks over to one of the doors. Doesn't appear to pick any particular door, just a door. And she opens it, and actually, anybody, both of you, why don't you make wisdom perception checks real quick, please.
Mhm.
Nibs got a 16.
Okay, I haven't used Roll20.
So, if you go on your character sheet, you can just click the skill.
Let's see. There it is. I see. Okay.
There you go. So, something to point out that I'm sure you've realized, but there's doors that line the wall of this atrium, and they should lead outside. But there were no other doors on the outside. So when she opens up this door, and you're met with a swirling amber portal, things begin to kind of make a little more sense in that regard. All right, here you are. So, if you intend to face the trial, please step through the portal.
I will step through the portal.
Peter will follow.
Okay. So, the door opens into a wide rotunda with black stone floors and walls. The walls are carved with elaborate runes. The interior is empty except for a single pedestal in the center of the room. Atop the pedestal, an ornate key balances on the tip. Behind you, the door that you entered through vanishes, and on the opposite side of the room, an identical closed door appears.
Then I walk over to the closed door and open it.
Okay, so you take like about 3 steps forward, and then thunk, you walk directly into some sort of invisible barrier.
Oh, great. I'm stuck in here with this guy. All right.
Oh, did I put... Nope, I forgot. Oh, wait, did I? No, I put it on there. Never mind.
Peter is going to start walking over to the key.
Okay, so same thing. As you start to walk forward, you dunk right into an invisible barrier.
All right.
It appears that we have to be smarter than this.
No, it never comes easy. So Peter's going to take his staff and, I don't know, draw a rune with it in air with the top of it and cast Mage Hand. See if he can make a Mage Hand on the other side of this wall.
Okay. So you start to, you do your incantation and whatnot, and, no, it works. It works just fine. But I'm trying to figure out a way to tell you, like, it almost feels a little more, like, intense, like, when you cast it. Like, you can just
Oh.
feel that extra little oomph, just, just that boost from the lunar energies. But yeah, you cast Mage Hand, and as you do, it's just like you you felt power, like when casting, like, your spells and cantrips and things, like it's giving you like confidence and things like that. But like this is just like, I mean, it was almost forceful with how it appeared, and just like its presence, like it was a real confidence booster. Uh,
It's a buff hand.
it's a buff Mage Hand, and it appears on what you assume to be the other side of this barrier.
All right. Gonna take the Mage Hand and just pick up the key.
Okay, well, the Mage Hand starts going, and it finds itself knocking into another invisible barrier.
Oh. Sorry, I had to cough.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Huh.
it seems like we have a bit of a maze here, maybe? He starts moving the mage hand around, kind of like just comically wiping the hand across the wall, just trying to find an opening, maybe?
Okay, so the only. I don't know
Or
how.
is it just a box around the key?
Well, it's not just like a box. You feel that it's like kind of like, I don't want to say chambers, but like you feel like there's definitely like partitions. Could very well be maze like, so like, there could be a path. Um, you know.
I'm gonna put my hand on the barrier and start to follow it
Okay. So,
and
so I
see if I can find a way around.
all right. So I'll mention a couple of things. And as Nibs puts his hand on the barrier, he can feel its surface there, even though despite not being like a visible object. And he's able to walk around, and you realize that you can, at least theoretically, walk all the way around this invisible structure in the center of the room. You're also able to kind of tell after walking a bit that the room's about 100 feet in diameter total, so that's how big it is. And yeah, and as Nibs is walking, you feel the wall kind of like pulsing and shifting almost, and you find an opening for like a second, and then like it kind of disappears. But then you find another opening, and you realize that okay, if this is a maze, it's shifting. It's constantly moving around.
Oh. Okay.
And
Oh, that's annoying.
yeah, and Peter would have kind of come to that same conclusion with the mage hand, because he probably would have been able to go like maybe like 20 feet, hit a wall, and then start bringing it back, and then all of a sudden it gets stopped 10 feet back, and it's like, wait a second, and you know. So you'd kind of, you'd be able to sort of pick up on that same sort of vibe.
I gotcha. So seeing Nibs make some progress, as well, just like walking around, feeling like for openings in the wall, Peter's going to start doing the same while still trying to control the mage hand to go forward.
Okay. So, yeah, and I mean, you're not going to have a whole lot of success actually moving the mage hand through the maze, because, like, first, just with everything shifting and not being able to see it, it's going to be more difficult than trying to navigate it physically. You know what I mean?
All right. All right. At a certain point, I guess Peter would get frustrated with it and just dissolve the spell
Okay.
and start walking forward himself.
And trying to find an opening and a way through it.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's definitely something that you can navigate with time, but you're sure there's got to be like a better way. And how about, let me see, what would be a good skill to have you roll? Arcana,
Survival.
survive. Well, I mean that'd be for navigating, for sure. But I'm thinking of something else.
Did you say there were runes like all over the room?
I did.
Peter's going to just suddenly remember that and start looking at the floor, seeing if he can figure it out. See if like there's a path or any kind of pattern.
Ooh. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you, Tinkerbell Jones.
Oh, okay, so with the runes, give me... Actually, do you even need it? Yeah. Give me an Arcana check, please.
All right. Ooh.
Alright, 21. Was
Nice.
definitely a good enough roll, and yeah, after a couple minutes, you're kind of going over them. You're just like, this one here. Well, when that's pointed that way, it usually means this. And you kind of go over a few things, and after a couple minutes, you're like, wait a second, I got it. And you realize that these runes are an arcane cipher for the knock spell.
Ah. I don't know if I have that.
You don't. I checked both of your guys' spells
Nah,
before this.
I believe knock is second level.
I gotcha. Yeah. Say here, Nibs. If you look at the floor here, this is a cipher for the knock spell.
Interesting. What's that?
I believe it is a spell that allows us to unlock things. If I'm remembering that right, I think it's like to unlock magically locked things. But I don't know how that helps us here.
So, if you were to read the spell, no, that's totally fine, David. But like, it would be as if you were reading it from a spell scroll.
Oh,
So you could use it. I think that just requires some kind of like a caster check or something, maybe.
You can actually cast spells off of scrolls that you can't cast. There is a check involved. I don't remember the check. It's been like 3 years since I've looked at it.
But yeah, I would believe it would be like an Arcana check to do it, and probably 10 plus spell level would be my guess.
all right. I can totally do that. Do you want me to roll that?
Sure.
Okay. Another Arcana.
And a 13 is good enough. Because, yeah, knock is a second level spell.
Hey, and I just found the rules for it.
Yeah, it is for a target that is held shut by a mundane lock or stuck or barred.
It's an ability check using your spellcaster ability. The DC is 10 plus spell level.
Oh, I get you.
Well, that's good enough. It works. Ain't- uh, ability check, spellcasting ability. Well, that would just be an intelligence check then. Your Arcana is probably you're proficient, so you get a +2. It'd be a +4. 11.
You want me
You
to
know,
roll just intelligence
you know what?
instead?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I already said that it worked. I think if the spell is not higher level, then you can cast this free. Oh, but it is higher level though, just for these guys, because they're first level characters.
Yeah, no second level spell slots. Not yet.
And Nibs can't cast knock at all because this spell has to be on your spell list.
In all of our hearts, Tinkerbell, in all of our hearts. All right. Okay, so we either go with that or we go by. I already said that the 13 Arcana check worked for this, and it's unlikely to come up again. So, yeah, so you hear a loud, thunderous knock as you finish casting the spell off of the cipher, and the door clicks and slowly swings ajar.
The barrier's still there?
Barrier's still there.
The key is still there.
Yep, but the door's open.
Well, possibly is the The ruins still on the floor?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the ruins and see if I can discern another possible spell.
Okay.
You want me to roll Arcana?
Sure. Yeah. Sorry.
Nib's got a 19.
Yeah, you don't see any runes for any other spell. Something if you're trying to figure out for the invisible walls, that's uh
I was hoping the spell
something different.
magic was it.
Oh. No. All right. They got through it. They got through it, debunk. I know who you are. All right. Okay, but the door is open.
Part of me feels like that key is important. So,
That key has to be important.
after jumping a little bit at the loud noise the knock spell made, he's and checking if the barrier and the key are still there. He's gonna still try and go get it.
Okay, well the barrier is still there. Man, if only there was some way for you to see invisible stuff.
Oh boy.
So Peter, why don't you make just a straight intelligence check for me, please?
Okay. Only a 12.
Only a 12.
Peter's a smart boy. Come on.
So, Peter is a smart boy. Peter is going to recall a lesson, kind of cryptic from his mentor. Uh, Something along the lines of if you can, see the spell detect magic can be used to see magical auras on things. And, if you're not mistaken, invisible shifting walls are probably magical.
Hmm. All right. Do you have detect magic? I do. Okay. Well, it sounds like I'm gonna cast a little detect magic.
Okay, and a similar sensation as before when you cast your mage hand, but even a little bit more so with this being an actual leveled spell. You really feel that energy swell up inside of you as you say the last inflection of the incantation, and suddenly the room just, for in your sight at any rate, the room just begins to kind of glow. So the caster can see these magical auras, um, typically with by using an action, but because of the increased magical level, we're just kind of like, boom, you see it perfectly. You can easily find a path through this maze to the key.
All right. Um, I didn't specify if I casted it as a ritual or not. Did I say that I did, or no?
You
Too late.
did not, but
Okay.
in
Yeah, if you started casting as a ritual, Nibs would have been all nosy and be like, "What you doing? What you casting? What's going on?"
all right. So, yeah, but you can do that. What do you do?
Cast it as a ritual, or like
No,
cast a spell?
you cast the spell. You can see
I got.
the outlines of the invisible walls. You can maneuver through the maze.
Yeah. Peter's gonna go up and get that key.
Okay, and then when Peter does get the key, uh, the door just clicks again. It's already open, but it clicks again, and the key disappears.
Ah, frick.
But the on the plus side, the invisible walls, those also disappeared. So you
Oh,
can just
good.
walk straight across now.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that worked well enough. Some good teamwork. He's gonna start walking to the door.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Does indeed. I guess they start walking to the door.
Okay.
Uh, try and open it.
Oh yeah, it's swings open, and there's a similar, swirling amber portal that greets you.
All right.
I go to walk over the portal, being mindful that I might be walking into something this time.
Okay. Nib steps through. Peter.
Oh yeah, Peter follows after him.
All right. So you guys step through, and you find yourselves basically. It feels like you're coming out the door that you just went in, like before you went into that chamber. And Rovina's standing there. She's like, "Oh yes, congratulations! You have passed the challenge. Your apprenticeship is now complete. You can now take the next steps to joining the mages of high sorcery. I have some things for you." And she reaches into her robes and pulls out a leather leather-bound spell books with the uh, Trimoon insignia on it, the symbol of the mages of high sorcery. Um, and she pulls out two ornate scrolls, and she stacks a scroll on a book, hands one to each of you, and it's like, "Here. So this book is yours to do with whatever you like. It could be." She kind of looks over at Peter. It could be the first of many volumes of spell books, or, as she looks over at Nibs, perhaps just a place to record your discoveries on your journeys. Um, Very good, very good. So yes, the spell books are yours. The scrolls are not. The scrolls are meant for the mage who will take you on the next steps of your journey. Her name is Wyhan, and you will find her in the city of Kalaman. Give the scroll to her, and she will tell you what to do next. Do not, under any circumstances, open these scrolls. These scrolls are for Wyhan's eyes only.
I promise not to open the scrolls.
Very
Ron, Ron, do you need me to make a deception check?
Probably.
I got 19.
Yeah, she kind of gives you a little bit of a stink eye, but doesn't say anything. Like I was saying, you will find Wyhan at her apothecary in the city of Kalaman. Take these scrolls to her, and she will guide you on the next steps. Did you have any questions for me at all? Very good. Then I bid you both farewell. Congratulations once again, and good luck on your travels. And with that, she kind of like waves you off.
We're halflings. We're always lucky.
Peter
Are you ready
bows.
to have... Peter, are you ready to have second breakfast?
Oh, most definitely.
Alright, so you guys start kind of heading off, and as you guys leave the barb and the camera begins to kind of pan back away from that, we see, we set our focus on the three moons.
God! No!
Who am I
God,
killing?
please, no! No!
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No!
I knew I should have turned off sound alerts for this stream. Anyways, 1 second, you jerk. The scene fades. We focus. The last thing we really see is the three moons, the full moons, and it kind of goes into a dissolve. And as it does, the scene shifts back to the current night. We see, Solinari and Lunatari as they were, but this time their positions are different. Several hours have passed. Before I continue, it looks like I have to redeem something. I was gonna have this ready, but I did not. Several thousand. You might have to up the price on that. Okay, you know what? I hate doing the first one I see, but this is perfect. How many Kender does it take to change a light bulb?
Only a half.
What light bulb? Here, I'll give you a twofer. Let's see. Are these all light bulb joke? Damn it. They are. They are.
Seems like they've all burnt out.
There you go. There's your twofer. Oh, it's fine. Alright, so again, we are back to the present evening. Several hours have passed since we last saw our travelers beginning to set up camp. And it is nighttime. So we see, sitting down, leaning against a tree, a human Solamnic knight. She's polishing her weapon as she's taking the final watch of the evening. Her name, you would know, is Levna. As she's been traveling with the other Solamnic knight that's currently in your party. Get to him in just a moment. So she's on guard duty. Everybody else is asleep. We see Peter and Nibs both sound asleep in their respective bedrolls or tents or however they do it, but they're just having, a peaceful halfling sleep as they do. And then we see Brimble. Brimble is also asleep, but he's having a bit more of a fitful sleep. You see, for as long as you can remember, Brimble, every once in a while, typically only in times of trouble or trepidation, or when you're, feeling just down and put out, where every world's against you. So, not, for Brimble, really not that frequently, but once in a great while, he has this recurring dream or vision almost. Um, and it's usually, it's always a little bit different, but a lot of the details are typically the same. And it typically goes something like this. You are standing, and this is from Brimble's like first person perspective. We're seeing this from Brimble's eyes. You are standing in the center of a forest clearing, and there's clashing of steel echoing around you. The battle cries out, rings out. There's yelling and screaming, people dying, explosions from magic and fireballs, and the bodies are beginning to just pile up around you. And one fallen soldier lays there with his hand clutching against his chest, and he's holding something. Is it not quite sure? Looks like an amulet, maybe, and you feel compelled to reach for it. And as you do, it begins to glow and glow and glow, and the glow brightens and intensifies into a flash. And when that happens, you wake up. Every time you wake up, you bolt upright. You take, oh boy, just a couple deep breaths. You wipe a few beads of cold sweat from your forehead. And you always look around, and everything is as it should be. Or so you think. Because you awake in the middle of your camp, but you're alone. Your traveling companions, gone. Their things are there, but turned out as if like scavengers or somebody had come in the middle of the night. As you sleep, you don't wear your armor when you sleep, but it is actually still piled up nicely next to your bedroll, along with your weapon, but your bag is turned upside down, spilled out onto the ground. You can tell from where you sit that things are missing. And you're looking around, you don't see anyone. Wait, for just a split moment, just the slightest moment, you see Bannon leaning up against the tree, sound asleep, snoring peacefully, and you don't look away, you just blink. You blink and he's gone. And you're alone, and well, what do you do, Brimble? Rick,
Get my push to talk key.
but before you tell us what you do, how you doing, Ricky? Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us for Dragonlance.
Oh my gosh, hey.
Now we'll get into Brimble's description in just a moment. Here, we'll let him put on his armor first. What does Brimble do as he wakes up alone in what appears to be a deserted camp? It's been tossed. Things are missing, and it's eerily quiet as well. You don't hear the typical foresty sounds that you would hear, even just like the crickets in the middle of the night.
Can you help me remember what the other character's name was that I was traveling with, and I forgot he's gone now?
Your brother?
Yes.
Bannon.
I'll I'll get up. I wake up, and so I look around. I see nothing. Right, my contents of my stuff is tossed.
Yes.
None of my people here. You go, oh, how's it? Bannon, Bannon, Bannon. And I start like a kid getting woken up in the middle of the night and trying to run out and toss on underwear. I start hurriedly putting on my armor. Bannon, where are you, Bannon? Bannon.
No, there's... Go ahead.
I look around a little terrified. I kind of run through my bags and take stock of it. I'm not too worried about what I'm not, for obvious reasons, I'm not too worried about what's not in there. But I put the bag on and I grab what I can and I kind of look around. And I want to really kind of put my eye out there and see what's going on.
Okay, so you don't see any sign of your traveling companions or your brother. You do notice, though, there's kind of a trail of food and bits of cloth and discarded trinkets that leads away from the camp and into the brush, heading south.
Oh man, Bennett probably got himself in that. Well, I mean, look at all the stuff people lost. Just gonna pick this stuff up because they're probably gonna need it later, and then I'll have it, and it'll be all right. And I start kind of mumbling that as I grab the trinkets, toss them in my bag, and start to follow the trail.
Okay.
And I would like to tell you that I make a great perception check or something as I'm going into the trail, but in character, I don't think I would.
You can make a perception check if you want. You don't need to.
I'm gonna stick. I don't think I would on this character. I think I'd be distracted by the trinkets.
All right. So, you are easily able to follow this trail into the woods, and after you followed a couple 100 feet, and it just stops. It stops in a pile. You find your things that were taken from your bag are just piled on the ground, and you don't see any sign of who or what brought your stuff here.
Maybe finishing the last few fasteners on my chainmail and really bringing my shield in. I'll stretch to my full 7'2" frame, and I'll look around and I'll go, "What is a Kinder to do?"
Perfect. And this would be an excellent time for you to describe Brimble to the audience, please.
Brimble Silverquill comes from a family of distinguished kindred. Standing at 7'2", weighing about 342 pounds, with gray skin, bald with no hair, and eyes blue as the ice in a icy area. I wear chainmail, I carry a one-handed weapon and a shield, and I'm very inquisitive.
Okay.
Which one-handed weapon?
A warhammer.
Very good.
See, I was picturing a sword. I'm glad I asked.
Yep. I keep the warhammer is probably still, I want to say sheathed, but I know that's incorrect. Latched, attached wherever it's put away. The shield is out, but the weapon is not.
Okay. So, we see Brimble there in his full form. What's a Kender to do? You start picking up your stuff.
Yeah. Is there anything good in this stuff? That I would investigate.
So actually, you start picking up a couple of random things. Here's a sock. It's like, oh, here's that chicken leg I was saving. And then you pick up a shirt, and you hear a thud as something falls out of the shirt and hits the ground. And you look.
Instinctively ducking behind my shield. I look over my shield, trying to be as small as possible.
Perfect. And so you look, you glance down, and you see what looks like an amulet. And
I prod it with my shield.
you prod it with your shield, but like you feel nervous and cautious about it, but at the same time you feel drawn to just reach out and touch it.
Well, I ain't scared, so I reach out and touch it.
Okay, and you grab it, and you pick it up, and as you're looking at it, you kind of see it sort of almost looks like a bison's head is etched on it, and as you're looking at it, you're just like, huh. The amulet starts to glow once again, just like before. the glow intensifies into a flash. But this time, there's a imagine kind of like an EMP, just that sort of a pulse erupts from you. The amulet vanishes in this flash of light, and this pulse comes from you, flattening the vegetation all around you. It creates an unnatural clearing, very similar to the one that you've been seeing in your dreams. And as you're kind of startled looking around, you notice that the flattened vegetation has revealed something else. A small ruined structure that had been hidden by the trees. A crumbling stone structure lies among the undergrowth. Its roof is pierced by the trunk of an immense tree, but the walls are mostly intact. There is a large empty door frame that leads inside. What do you do?
Very bravely and very curiously, I go, "Ooh, that looks like a tiny little house." And I go, "Is there a window, you said, or no?"
No window, but there is a door.
I go right up to the door and I kind of test it. Is it open?
There's
Is it
there's
unlocked?
there. I'm sorry. There's no door. It's just an empty door frame.
An empty door frame? Oh. Well, I look in that piece. What do I see?
Okay. You can see that the tree visible from the outside, it's breaking through the floor of the ruins and up through the ceiling, which is collapsed. And around it, kind of all around the, for lack of a better term, atrium, there's broken statues lining the walls in crumbling alcoves.
Ooh. I start to look around for trinkets.
Okay. Why don't you make a religion check for me, please, while you're looking around in here?
That doesn't sound like something I would do. Reach out and touch me.
No, making a religion check does not sound like something
I
you
will
do.
not make a religion check with my natural 2. No, I rolled a 1.
You
Oh,
rolled the
No, you did
Oh,
not
I
roll
rolled a
one. If you rolled a 1, it would be red.
Yeah, you rolled a 2. That's fine. You got a 3 altogether.
Thanks for that.
Yup. Okay, so none of you're not finding any trinkets, and none of the statues are really standing out, except for one. There's one statue that's mostly intact. It's a large, and these statues are huge. They're like 10 feet tall statues. Um, it's a large, muscular humanoid with the head of a bison. He's holding like a polearm weapon. It's just the pole. That's all that's left. The whatever weapon it was has long deteriorated. In one hand, he's got that kind of like it would be like set in front of him, like a spear maybe. In his other hand, across his chest, dangling from a cord, is an amulet. Do I need to tell you that you feel compelled to grab it?
I grabs it.
Okay. So you approach the statue, you grab the amulet, you pull the cord from the statue's hand, and some dust and particle falls from it as you yank the cord out. And the amulet begins to glow, but softly, and it doesn't intensify.
I
But
just want to verify. I have 2 amulets right now that glow.
no, you only have one because the one that it disappeared when it flashed again.
Oh crap! So it starts to this one's glowing.
This one's glowing, but it's only
I-
just okay.
I cover it up really quick with my hands because I don't want it to disappear.
Okay. So you do that, and you can kind of feel it. It almost feels warm. And you see like the glow from this amulet sort of kind of seep from your fingers, almost like wispy like, and it goes and it begins to envelop around this statue, and this radiant light is filling in all of the cracks and gaps and any of the broken pieces with this radiant visage of what this statue once looked like in its glory. And you hear a booming voice in your head. I knew I could count on you to answer the call.
I don't. First of all, you're very loud. What call?
You know who I am.
Ooh, for the love of everything, I don't either.
He's not wrong. I am Kiri Jolit.
Couldn't you have started with that, Mr. Kirijolan? Where are you? I start to look at the statues suspiciously.
Well, you see like the image kind of like, it glows and wavers and whatnot. The mouth doesn't move.
It's like the statue, or is it like an image of the god?
It's like an image of the god, but kind of superimposed over the statue, filling in the gaps and whatnot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But so it's doing that, and you hear, "There'll be time for questions later, when answers are needed, not wanted. But now, I need you to be my voice, to be my herald, to be my champion, for Kryn is in grave danger. She needs the old gods now, once again, more than ever. And I need you to be my voice."
What god? There's no gods.
And when you say that, you're covering this amulet in your hands, and you're feeling the warmth, and it suddenly kind of almost feels like a burn. Like you almost want to drop it, but you can't. And as that feeling sort of intensifies, you feel this energy kind of slowly just wash over and through you. And the god says, "Know my power and use it wisely. We battle for those only in the name of good, and we smite those who battle for bloodlust or glory. Know my tenets, knight. You should already."
All right. Can I make a request?
It says nothing.
So I really like the part about helping people. I am 150%, I think that's accurate math, 150% on with helping people. And I look real sheepish, and I'm kind of hunched down. I'm not scared, because I don't get scared. But I'm reverent. And I go, could I maybe, I don't know, could I pass on the smiting thing? Why don't I just help out the others? I don't gotta smite. Can I give a stern lecture instead? I've been sternly lectured a lot. I've kind of got an idea how they go.
You have a task. Now go. And with that, the image kind of shimmers and fades. You're standing there before this thing. You've got this amulet in your hands. It's not burning. but you can feel a renewed sense of like vigor or almost encouragement, kind of just
Yeah.
just filling you. Like you can feel this god's power like coursing through your veins. This is a sensation you've never felt before. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
That's okay. Would you say I had a evangelical experience?
Someone might say that.
Well, but my goofy character would believe that he just encountered a god. And I just want to make sure because I've not been around.
I would think so, yes.
Oh, Bandit's gonna be so excited about this. I look around sheepishly like a kid on Christmas, and I put the pendant on, or the necklace on.
Okay.
Amulet. That's what I'm looking for.
Perfect. You put that on.
I go up to the statue, which the image of the god whose name I can't remember, but my homie K-Man
Kirijola.
and Karen Jola, and I put my arm because I'm big, so I'm assuming I'm like eye level with the statue, and I slide my arm around its shoulder and I lean in and go, "I am gonna protect the heck out of things for you, man. We'll work on the smiting, but I'm your guy. I'm your guy." And I go off and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" As I walk out of the thing, I go, "I just met a god. I just met a god, dude." My cousin, the Haas. He hasn't met a god. I met a god. Wait till Bannon hears about this.
All right, you leave the ruined structure. You start heading back to camp. You look back at all.
Occasionally, as I skip joyfully back to camp.
All right. Well, when the first time you look back, the structure has vanished. There's no sign of it. You're still wearing the amulet, though.
Hey, this one didn't disappear. First one, not as good. Upgraded to a better model. First model, very temporary.
All right, and you start to head back to camp. And you're skipping.
Yeah, I'm very happy. All this new stuff. I have a story that no other Kinder has right now.
All right. Well, so I didn't do a good job describing this. This, basically was early morning. So, like, the sun is beginning to, you can see the faint glow of day starting in the east as you get back to camp. And Levna kind of jumps up when she hears you approaching from dozens of feet away.
Oh yeah, I imagine a 7 foot, 350-pound skipper through the woods.
But that's the thing, though. You get back to camp, and your companions that you were traveling with are there. And Levna looks at you, she's like, "What the heck? How? I didn't even know you were awake."
Oh my god, you guys have no idea what just happened to me. It was so awesome. I don't know why you guys were gone in the middle of the night, but there was all these things and trinkets, and I went to chase them down, and I followed them, and there was an amulet, and I went to look at the amulet went away, and then I went to this building, and I went inside this building and found another amulet on this old dusty statue, and the old dusty statue started talking to me, said, "Hey, you got a purpose, and you blah, 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 and you got to smite people," and I was so blown away, and then I was like, "Hey, bro, maybe I don't smite people as much as I just help them out," and he kind of looked at me like that one time I stole muffins from Nana. It was like, basically, I have to do it anyway, so it's wild.
Peter and Nibs, you're both awake too. You heard all of that.
I've heard whispers that the old gods and people believing that their miracles are returning to the world. So I think this makes some sense.
Hey, can I have advantage for that rant? That was off the cuff for one.
I would give you inspiration, except that you already have inspiration.
I love it. Okay,
you
that's good for me.
so you weren't here and we weren't on the air yet. This is just a quick aside for everybody. This is the first time I have DM'd a game where all of my players' characters have a first and last name, and I did not have to ask for it.
Which, in my opinion, is pathetic because all characters should have a first and last name, and I don't understand why people think that they can make a character without a last name.
But
It depends on the character. I have had a couple of characters who only had one name, but they were stupid.
yeah, I mean it depends on the character. But I was just so impressed with this party doing that I awarded all of the players inspiration as a
Love it.
pregame award.
I
Yay.
immediately kind of hold my amulet and I point it towards Rib Rob, whose character's name I can't remember, and go, look at it! And I go, amulet glow! Does it?
Peter just
Yeah.
looks perplexed. Do I have?
I concentrate really hard on making it. I'm like, maybe my hand is shaking as I'm trying to use the force to make this thing glow.
What are you doing?
It's gonna glow. Just wait. We all just wait, and we look at it, and it will glow, and you will be blown away by the glowy amulet. I say as I raise my eyebrows, and I pointed at him.
So I'm going to teach you how to make it glow.
Oh boy.
What?
Go
Come here. I kind of point out and say, come here. You're way up there. You need to be down here. I'm going to whisper in your ear.
Oh, I lay down.
There's a secret. There's a secret to this. Yeah, how tall is your character, Ricky? Didn't you say 9 feet tall?
I'm 7'2". I am just an average size kinder. All right.
Nibs would probably think he's 9 foot.
Nibs is 2'4", which is about 8 inches short for a halfling.
Oh man.
So even amongst halflings, he looks small. So he whispers in your ear, what you have to do is you have to close your eyes and concentrate really hard, and you can feel the energy flowing through you. Should I make a deception check, Ron? Because I'm
Probably.
totally bullshitting him.
I'm not even gonna roll against you because,
Yeah.
as far as my guy knows, you've never lied to me.
So
And I mean too, like with that, when it's player and checks like that, sometimes it's really hard to,
okay, so
just.
my thing is Warlock's primary skill or primary attribute is charisma, and the only skill that they get that's charisma based that they can pick is deception.
Yeah, you really gotta jump into backgrounds to get more for him.
Yeah, so
So
I
you see,
deception because I'm gonna be pumping a lot of points into charisma anyway.
so I'll stand up, and I stand all the way back up.
I'm gonna stand behind him, and as he's concentrating, I'm gonna cast minor illusion to make it glow.
So I'll close my eyes, and I'll concentrate so hard my whole body's shaking. And you can hear me. If you're anywhere near me, you can hear me go, glow, glow.
Okay.
And then I crack an eye open.
So
Seeing it glow, I then point it back at you two and go, see, I told you, it's glowing right now. Look at that. I told you, proof. Boom, gods are back.
all right, since Brimble had his eyes closed, I won't make Nibs make a performance check on that one.
I was gonna ask, could it be sleight of hand or stealth instead?
But yeah, okay, you've made Brimble's amulet glow.
Having a realization because of my amazing wisdom, I checked my pouches for the trinkets I picked up in my vision. Are they still there?
Yeah, you've got. Well, it's hard for you to say if it's specifically what you found or not, but it's definitely trinkets.
Oh, cool. Whoever lost these are going to be so happy whenever I return them later.
All right. So, it is the following morning. I think now would be a good time to take a short little break here. And
It's called First Breakfast.
all right, so while our players' characters are taking first breakfast, the rest of us are going to take a quick little 5-minute break. Thank you for sticking around. We'll be right back. Hang tight. There's more on the way.
Alright.
getting there. Hello, welcome back, everyone. It looks like before we get back into the adventure, Make the DM Tell a Joke has been redeemed during break. Does that even count? Yes, it does. I will tell a joke.
Counts twice.
I am back. Hello.
Hello. Back just in time for this travesty. Okay. God, these jokes are terrible. How many? Let's see. How many gully dwarves does it take to change a light bulb?
12.
2. No more than 2. And I'm 2. No more than 2. Holding up 5 fingers. The way a gully dwarf does. You'd think they'd have better Dragonlance jokes by now. I'll just have to go more generic.
You know what? I'll help you find some. Out of the kindness of my heart.
Oh.
There's a vicious mockery generator you could use.
That's not the same.
That one's like sick burns and stuff like that.
Oh, here we go. Perfect. 100 D&D dad jokes that'll make you cringe. Hey, as long as we're doing jokes that'll make you cringe, I mentioned earlier I had a dentist appointment earlier today, and I was so mad about it, and Ricky will be so happy why. Because my dentist appointment was a pun. Question for you. When's the best time to schedule a dentist appointment?
When?
Tooth hurty. And like I came to that realization, it's like, motherfucker, my joke is my dentist appointment is a freaking pin. I am so as a pun, I'm so angry now.
You gotta let me tell one.
That's
I found a better
hilarious.
friend joke for you.
Okay, you can do one.
What do you call wrestling after he drinks that revolting tea of his?
Um
A supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And unfortunately, in this chat, I'm the only other person who knows who wrestling is. Okay. All right. Here's the real joke for the point redeem. What is a cleric's favorite hot drink? We done this one? We might have done this one in the past.
Good old cup of redemption? I don't know.
Divinity.
Divinity.
Ah.
I knew it
I
seemed.
found
I knew it sounded
Dragonlance
familiar.
jokes on an Angel Fire website.
Oh, good lord. That's old school. Okay. All right. So, anyways, let's get back to the Dragonlance here. Do we have the forest up? No, I don't. I bring the forest track back online. If I can find it. Here we go.
Can I get my spell slot back, please?
Oh yeah. So that was a week ago. So
Okay.
you've gotten that back long ago.
I figured. I just didn't want to like. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
We got a cheater here.
Well, been found out.
No, not you, David.
Oh.
How am I cheating? I'm not even doing anything.
I mean, it's a matter of time.
Oof. All right.
I don't cheat.
Uh-huh.
So, it is the following morning. You guys have had breakfast. You're starting to pack up camp, and you kind of figured last night that you were still just less than a day out from Vogler. But as you start, traveling that day, you realize that you're a lot closer. That maybe it might only be another couple hours before you get there. And so you're traveling down The long and lonesome road. No.
The entire time, I'm like, no, you don't understand. He was both the statue and not the statue at the same time.
the same time.
I think I understood that like the first time you said that.
No. He was like, listen, you are my chosen one. I'm doing like a hand puppet to it. You are my chosen one. And I was like, bro, me?
All right.
Peter is annoyed, but Rob finds that amusing.
Okay,
That's
so
the other thing about Kinder is sometimes they get played to the point of annoying. Let me know if I start to bother the players with how excited I am to play a Kinder for the first time in my life.
what the heck?
Yeah, by the way, if I say anything to ever bother somebody, just say party foul and I'll stop.
Just say what? Sorry.
Party foul.
I got you.
Because I can be abrasive sometimes.
It's like cuddling with a Brillo pad.
Oh boy. How did this change your sheet?
That was very sheety.
No, Peter's sheet changed. The name on it changed.
Uh-oh.
It's alright.
I need to fix it.
I'll fix it. Let's bring it out here. Well, the token still shows up correct. Alright, I'll worry about the sheet later then. The token's still fine. I'm just setting you guys out down here. Just for right now.
That's right. My name is now template.
It should be there or so. Alright, so you guys are traveling. As you travel down the road, you hear...
Which one's Rob's character?
Peter.
Yeah, but which token?
This one.
guy.
You can't. It's not showing the name. Oh, I guess it's not showing the nameplates.
It showed for me.
I'm seeing my own nameplate.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's not showing on. I don't know why it's not showing up. Okay.
Which is funny because our own nameplate's the only nameplate that we don't need to see. We know our own characters' names. It's everybody else's that we have problems with.
Yeah, I'll have to look into why. David, you'll have to help me probably walk through that at some point. We won't worry about that right now. You've got your tokens there. So you're traveling down the road, and you hear this quivering scream from around the next corner. "Ah, please help!" A young man shouts as he rushes around a bend ahead and he races towards you.
What do we help? What do you need help with?
Alright, so like this guy is like terrified. He's like really like kind of, there's these the cloaked things come, they're fighting. And like you can try to calm him down if you want to try and get anything useful out of him.
Yeah, I'll shake him, probably pick him up, put my hands on his shoulders and shake him a little bit and be like, hey, buddy, I know you're really excited, but I need you to sit down and focus and tell me what's going on right now. And I will hunch down to his eyes.
Okay,
as I imagine I'm much taller than he is.
Okay, so make either persuasion or intimidation check.
What's your character's name again, Ricky?
Bremble, Silverquill.
Bremble, that's right.
I'm not very intimidating.
No, well, you're not very intimidating, but you do, after a couple minutes, you manage to calm him down. Oh, okay, please, you guys, you're armed. You have weapons. You must help. My name is Riss. I work at a nearby farm. I was hired by these soldiers to travel with them and care for their horses. But just moments ago, we were attacked by these black cloaked figures. They jumped out from the tree line and they started fighting the men. And well, I'm the warrior. I hid and I got away as soon as I could to come for help. And here's help. Here you are. Please, you must help. If we hurry, we might be able to help them.
I look at him very serious and I go, Essalurus of Mythos! And then I start heading towards where he said the fight was. Shield drawn.
And Levna, she does the same. She's like, Essalurus of Mythos. And she draws her long sword and starts her great sword, two-handed sword. And goes along with it. If you didn't already have inspiration,
I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, if you didn't already have inspiration, Ricky, you would for remembering the oath.
I wish I remembered it off the top of my head. I did know it exists and have used the internet to have it at my disposal.
Whatever works. But okay, so you start moving up. Levna would be probably why did it do that? Levna would be like shoulder to shoulder with Brimble, who's still like a good foot and a half taller than her. And we're gonna have you stop moving at that point. So, Riss stops. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna go any further. Just pass up around that bend they are. He should be just ahead. And so Riss hangs back, and you know, as you kind of near the bend in the road, you can see a wrecked wagon that lies toppled, and it's surrounded by armored corpses. There are strange figures that are picking through the remains. And from just beneath the figures' dark cloaks, it looks like scaly wings and sharp, reptilian-like features are jutting out from beneath the figures' cloaks.
I'll shout out to them. You there! With the abhorrently poor skin condition! We heard there were evildoers!
Oh, by the three, Peter says to himself.
All right, so one of the mysterious raiders kind of hisses something and gestures towards you guys. We're gonna have to have everybody roll for initiative.
I just put out there I have a thing before combat starts.
I rolled early.
Okay, what is your thing?
When I see the evil, ugly looking things, and realizing that we're gonna have to fight these things, I'm gonna cast. I have no idea how to pronounce the spell name, but I'm casting that.
Armor of Agathis.
The Armor of Agathis.
Go ahead and put that turn order over there. All right. Yeah, as you're approaching, I would allow that. So a protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. So you have 5 temporary hit points for the duration. And if a creature hits you with a melee attack while you have these hit points, the creature takes 5 cold damage. That's good to know. So everybody, please click on your token and roll initiative, even if you rolled it before. There it goes.
Nibs got a 7.15.
Is there a button that says initiative? No, I could do it from the character sheet.
I think
I got a natural 20, but I don't think it counts.
Why aren't...
If you click on your token, in the top left corner, there should be a button that says initiative.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. I see.
Ron's using my macros.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Are you trying to roll initiatives for the bad guys using the same macro?
No, but they all yeah, they should all have the macro thing too. They do. But
I believe it might be something a different macro for NPCs. Which, if it's not working, that's why.
well, no, that one is working. It was just for my for the NPC warrior that's with you. The other Solamnic Knight. And I think that's everybody. Yep, okay, that's everybody. We can do that. So, let's see here. Alright, so this thing gets to... Actually, before we do that, we need some, like, more exciting music. We need some battle music. Let me bring this up.
Na 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 na. Thunder. Na 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 na. Thunder.
That's decent battle music, but that's like copyright.
What song is that? I can't
yeah.
remember.
But hey, thank you Distal's Place for lurking with us, and thank you also for the Rinspiration. So it's dealer's choice on that one. We have a floating +1 in the combat. So I would imagine it's gonna go to one of the players, so you guys can decide who uses that and when.
Just like the message.
Alright, so we've got that up, we've got the combat going, and this guy, this creature, let's see, what is it? So it starts moving towards you. Move 30 feet. So that's 30 feet, and I guess it will dash. And it gets to there. This one here begins to retreat and actually disappears from the battle map. Like he gets far enough away where he's off of this map.
Chicken.
Brimble, you are up. What are you doing?
Weapon still sheath? Question mark?
That's
I will
up to you.
Oh no, it is. I'll walk up to this guy, shield in hand, reach out one arm and effectively try to grapple him. And go, listen! It's not always the best case to fight us. We should come to a peaceful resolution. Is that athletics?
Uh-huh. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big guy.
Let's see, there it is, check. That's gonna be against its,
It can do either athletics or acrobatics.
yeah, I'm just trying to see which is gonna be the better option for it. Because these, it doesn't just show on their macro. It doesn't just show on there. And the computer's kind of slow, so I'm just going to pull it
Yeah,
out
no
of
problem. If you tell me the
here.
exact name of the creature, I'll look it up for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, perfect. Got it. Okay, so it's going to go with its athletics to try and get away from your grab there. And it got a 7. So
So it is grappled.
you've got it. You've got it grappled.
I like to imagine I got it like by the back of its shirt, like you would a young child.
Okay. We can sure. You've got it grabbed.
And I'm just lecturing it about fighting.
Perfect. Is that your turn?
That's all I'm gonna do.
Alright, so next up is this guy, and this guy is following suit with the other one that was beginning to retreat, and it too makes its way off the field. Levna's up next, and so she's sort of kind of intrigued by your method. But at the same point, like, that's not the way a knight operates. So she sees you have that one, and she's going to move up and try to get it over at these guys and see what she can do to help.
Advantage. Once I get my little buddy, my brother Brennan, he'll know. Once I grab something, he should stab it at it.
But she start rushing. She lets out like some kind of battle cry, just like rah, and is just rushing at these creatures. Peter, you are up. What are you gonna do? And Nibs, you're gonna be up in just a moment.
So these guys, they have their weapons drawn, right?
Yes, they came at you, like they started rushing at you with weapons.
All right. I think I want to get in range. I'm going to assume that Bremble has this one taken care of. I'm going to try and move within 60 feet. Let's see, is there a way to tell? See, there's like this measuring thing. Okay. Oops.
Oh.
No.
There's certain things you could do with the measuring thing, and like you could measure out to here and then go that way with it, so it moves you at an angle. So I don't know how to do all that.
It's something with like right clicking on it. You
Yeah,
can like
while
put
holding
waypoints.
left click, you right click and it anchors it to that spot. You have to
Yeah.
keep holding left click.
Okay. So I'm gonna move over here to.
Oh, that's really easy.
I'm gonna move over here to. Is this a bush or a tree?
It's a tree. You get cover from that. It's difficult terrain too. Also, just so you're aware.
I might step a little bit back, as long as I can still reach. Yeah. And then I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on this guy. Alright. Let's see. Ray of Frost. Is that the spell?
That.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled.
Yep.
There we go.
All right. So that is a 20. A 20 is going to hit that creature, and you did 7 cold damage.
So yeah,
Oh,
he takes his staff and he uses it kind of like a shotgun a little bit, just like by the hip, and blasts a Ray of Frost.
Nice. And that's this one here, correct?
Sorry, I did see.
This one.
Sheet in the way.
Oop.
Whoa. Okay.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. 7 cold damage.
And I think, hold on, it does a extra thing. On a hit, it takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so now he has negative 10 feet speed.
Let's put a little snail on him there. Okay. Anything else, Peter?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. Next up is this guy here. And he like hisses something and retreats back with these guys effectively leaving the battlefield. And then it will be Nibs.
Nibs is gonna move there and pew pew that guy.
Why is Brimble moved?
It was an accident. Was I one lower?
You were here. There you are.
Yeah, you were right
oh,
there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where I was.
Oh, on my map you're over here.
Oh, okay. I did a lot of stuff, so I probably lagged it.
Alright. What's Nibs doing? Eldritch Blast. 13 is going to miss.
Boo.
Did you have anything else?
No, I moved. I did my action. I don't think I have a bonus action I can do.
Okay. Alright, so this one here, the one that's slowed, its speed is reduced by 20 feet, but that doesn't matter. It can still get to Levna. And it does. It's going to attack. Oh. And a 12 will miss, but a crit 23 is going to hit, and its short sword finds purchase in Levna's armor, and she like groans as she takes this hit. 5 piercing damage from that blow. But like, you know, she's still on her feet, she's still fighting, she's tough. And the thing, it kind of like its hood sort of falls back and you see this like scaly reptilian like face, and it just does a sort of like slithering kind of hissy sound, and as it's you know, violently trying to attack, and it's back to the top of the order and back to the creature that Brimble is now grappling. Regardless of the grapple, he's just gonna try to stab Brimble with his short sword.
Oi, oi, oi!
And let's see, that is a 13 to hit.
No.
And a 20 to hit.
Nope.
And
I'm kidding, that one hit.
okay, that one does, it's not a crit, it does 3 piercing damage. And, hang on, I gotta mute my mic for just a moment. I've gotta take this freaking thing as, who's next in the order? Next up is going to be Brimble. So what is, Brimble, figure your thing out real quick.
Yeah.
Myself. There it is.
I'm going to just let go of him when he attacks me.
Oh, hold on. Did he was grappled? Did Nibs have advantage on the pew-pews?
No, grapple just reduces movement speed.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna
Plus, I
probably-
wasn't attacking the one that was grappled. I attacked that guy.
Okay, sorry. My bad.
So I'm just gonna grab I'll free action grab my warhammer. and make a weapon attack. And go, I don't have time to deal with you. My friend just got stabbed. My roll 20 just
All right.
froze.
That's fine. Go ahead and make that weapon attack. I'll be right back.
I gotta reload the page.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
All right. Sorry about that.
No matter. I'm reloading.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attack with advantage. Using my my feet Squire Salamia,
Okay.
allowing me to roll with advantage, and if I hit, I get to add an additional D8 damage to the strike.
Okay.
I think I hit
You hit.
for 17 damage. I like to think it looks like this. I'm like, ow! And I kind of push at him, and as I'm pushing, I reach down, grab my weapon, bring it right in his shoulder.
Oh yeah, like you definitely did some damage to it. It's like kind of takes like a weird reptilian groan, if you will. Oh wait, you get to. Oh, you did 17. Never mind, we gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's the 11 from my weapon, and then the 6 from my my strike from my feet.
Perfect. And did you have anything else to do this turn?
Yet.
All right. So then it goes to Levna, who is going to.
Actually, wait. How far is she? 45 feet? Watch this go down. Can I do my things? Do I have access to all of my class features?
You do.
I will, looking at Levna, my amulet will grow, and I'll hold out my shield arm towards her, going, "Peace is the way!" And I'll cast Healing Word for 7 hit points.
Nice. And like your amulet glows as you channel your god, and Levna is healed for 7 HP. And like she like there's this like sort of like a quick kind of glow over her as like an aura of refreshment, if you will, and she kind of is like, huh? And just has a renewed sense of vigor as she then turns her attention to this creature in front of her and brings her two-handed sword down on it. She gets to make a... Oh, it's a great sword, rather. But let's see if she hits. Yep, net is wrong. That is a 10. So she does miss, but the creature like kind of sidesteps her and like... and like it goes in for its swing, you know, back and forth, but we'll get to that in a moment. As Peter, it is now back to you.
Oh snap! It's another ray of frost. Back here. Okay.
Okay, and 9.
Same guy.
All right, a 9 is going to miss the ray of frost. Your aim is just slightly off. You're still trying to shoot from the hip, and like you did great the first time, but like there's a little bit of recoil, so your second shot was off. Excuse me.
Woof! It's okay, bro. It happens slow now.
Well then, all right. After Peter, did you have anything else you want to do, Peter? I'm sorry. you want to move or anything?
Sorry, I was coughing. No, that was it. Just try and attack and yeah, that's it.
All right, then Nibs, you are up.
I'm gonna pew pew that guy again.
That one up there by Levna.
Correct.
Okay.
AC 13 again.
13 is going to miss.
I'm doing great. If the goal is to roll a 9, I'm killing it.
Is that the blast like sails harmlessly past the creature's head and just kind of, you know, it's almost like a bottle rocket shoots off into the distance. You hear. Your healing word was for 10. Oh, right, because you're life cleric. So she gets 3 more. Go ahead and add that on. And actually, I think that. Wait. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, she's back to full anyway, so I don't know why it put her over her HP.
I'm that good.
Okay. Alright. But yeah, your healing is that good. It was good enough to do all that. Nibs, you pew-pewed. You gonna move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit. Perfect.
Perfect. Alright, so then it's back to the creature that's engaged in battle with Levna. And it hisses and strikes at her again. Oof, the first one is a miss. The second one, a 17, is also a miss because Levna is decked out in plate mail armor. So both attacks bounce harmlessly off of her armored self. What? Okay.
I would be happy with studded leather, so.
You don't need stud leather, you're already a stud.
Hey go. Alright.
Oh.
That just
But-
means I want my leather to look like me.
Oh boy. Alright.
Fair.
The other creature is back to trying to kill Brimble. And that's gonna do 2 short sword attacks. Ooh, first is a crit 23 for 9 piercing.
I'm down.
Okay, Brimble's down. And then, let's see. I'm gonna roll a percentile. If I roll an odd number, I'm going after Peter. If I roll even, I'm going after Nib. It's odd. So this creature then moves towards Peter.
Attack of
10,
opportunity. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
15. And it takes its second attack on the short wizard. Does a 15 hit Peter?
Hold on. It does. I'm gonna shield.
Okay.
Here, hold on. How much more does shield give me? It's like +5, right?
+5 to your AC for the rest of the round.
Yep. What was the roll? 15?
A 15.
Yeah, shield.
Perfect. So, like, you see this thing coming at you, like, it's like Scaly's skin is starting to kind of glint from underneath as the sunlight shines off of it. It's got a little bit of an iridescence to it almost. But, like, the thing that stands out is just this wicked look in its eye, and its tongue just kind of hanging as it's like... and it, like, is coming at you with this short sword, and it, like... It comes with like an overhead swing, but you put one hand up in the air, and a magical like bubble like encases you almost and deflects this short sword as it's just about to find purchase with you. But yeah, it bounces off harmlessly.
Sweet.
And with that, it is back to Brimble, who must now make a death saving throw.
Natural 1. Natural 1. Oof.
Alright,
An 8 results
an
in
eight?
my first failure.
okay. That's alright. We continue on. This creature here that's fighting Levna, it makes a couple of attacks. Or no, it's Levna's turn, I'm sorry. Levna is going to try and strike this thing down with her great sword. Ooh, a 17 is going to do it. We need to roll some damage. Why isn't it roll the damage on here? Do I have to roll it separate?
You have to go to the gear and tell it to always roll damage.
Another freaker. Alright, well. I will figure that out later too. Okay. It's 2d6 plus 2, so...
Damn it.
So she does 9 points of damage to this thing.
Haha, Ricky's dumb. He went down without using his reaction.
Okay. It's alright.
Oh no.
Let's see, Levna is actually starting to get some hits in on this thing now. And she does. She gets a couple hits. So, Peter, you've got this creature, like, all up in your face now. It's your turn. What are you doing?
Thunderwave. He's gonna spin his staff around and just smack the bottom of it into the ground and cast Thunderwave. A loud, thunderous force sweeps out from him. And they need to make a Constitution saving throw. I don't know if I need to like click anything.
We'll find out. You kind of have to click the spell because it will have the damage in there. Constitution save. It got a 20 on that.
Oh.
Is Thunderwave? Let's see. Oh, it's a first level spell, so on a successful save, the creature will take half damage. So it takes 5 damage. It'll take, yeah. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. It takes 5 damage.
Nice.
So
Let's see.
hold on, because as it takes 5 damage, something happens. It takes that 5 damage, and its body immediately turns to stone, and it releases a gas. And each creature within 5 feet of this creature must make a Constitution saving throw.
The shield doesn't help any.
It does not.
Oh.
The creature was pushed, wasn't it?
It was not because it made the
No.
save.
Okay. No, shield's a saving throw. It doesn't. It's not your AC.
Okay. 18 will definitely pass the save. So nothing happens. And since you blew it up with a spell, it's just, yeah, it's there. So there is this stone lizard-like statue, essentially standing right in front of you, with an arm over its head, with a sword raised, like it is getting ready to strike, but it has been turned to stone. Anything else, Rob?
Well, isn't that curious? That's all Peter says. He's done.
All right, Nibs, you are up.
I'm gonna pew pew the same guy again.
Okay. Hey.
Ooh, hey, I get something.
Yeah.
Nice.
A 20 hits, doing 6 force damage, which is enough to kill it. And the same thing happens. This one, it turns to stone, releases a gas, and now Levna has to make the save.
I already have
let's see.
temporary hit points, so that doesn't
Oop.
matter.
She gets, she has a plus on her con, and she makes the save, so nothing happens there, but she was, like, fighting this thing, so her sword is actually stuck in it at the moment. But that will conclude combat, as the other creatures have absconded with whatever goods they were after. And so, but we're not over yet. I should have left the... Actually, wait, I can bring it back. I can bring it back. There we go. That was Nibs. Those are both dead. Brimble, please make a death save.
Sorry, just got back.
Oh, well, you're just in time.
If I die on this character, this first one, I'm not gonna be mad. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh no.
Especially because you forgot Stone's Endurance, so you kind of deserve it.
Well, you make the save.
I already have a backup character plan. It's fine.
Okay, you make the save there, so that's 1 success, 1 fail. It's Levna's turn. She's trying to free her sword at the moment. She's not really sure about what you know what? I'll have her make a perception check just to see if she notices you. Okay, so she notices Brimble on the ground, so she kind of leaves her sword and she's gonna rush over to Brimble to see if she can help. Let's see, that's 30, so she gets there on a dash. And that's her turn. Peter, what are you going to do? What are you doing?
Peter's going to also rush up to Brumble, and he'd like to attempt to bring him back with like a medicine check or something.
Sure, you can
It's
do
like,
that.
Stop any bleeding.
It's a DC 10 medicine check to stabilize him.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah, perfect. So you're able to staunch the bleeding and bind up the wound without issue. Brimble's not at risk of dying any longer, but he's kinda he's just out of it for the time being. He's just unconscious.
For an hour or something, right?
Yeah, or something like that. And after a minute, both of the stone creatures disintegrate and turn to dust. So, like, after about a minute, there's a loud clang as Levna's sword falls to the ground. But yeah, and looking back over by the cart, you can see the bodies of dead soldiers. There's 3 of them there, and then, you know, they were already dead when you got there. But
Well, that makes my next action seem not as evil as I'm gonna search bodies.
okay.
And then, question: how much longer are we playing for?
We're almost done here.
Because I'm crashing.
Yeah, we're just about done here. You search through the bodies. They're each wearing plate armor, with filigree and horn helmets, distinctive to Knights of Solamnia. But the armor bears vicious claw marks from these creatures, apparently, which makes the armor unusable. But among the wreckage are 3 long swords. You find 8 days of food and water for one person, and 40 steel coins.
I'll grab the rations and track the rations for everybody.
You can grab those. Okay. So after a minute or two, like, you've got Peter stabilized. We're out of combat. We can lose the battle music.
Grumble.
Brimble. Yeah, Brimble is stabilized. And so Riz comes back and he's like, so, what were those things?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did any of us recognize what
No,
they were besides? No.
none of you recognize those creatures or what they were or anything like them. But as you kind of you sort of pick up the pieces here on the road, you're not far from Vogler now. Actually, you figure you'll probably get there within the next hour or so. This is probably going to be the best time for us to wrap up for this evening. Everybody has leveled up. Everybody is now level 2. Before we begin,
Awesome sauce.
Yep, before we begin the next session. So you guys are all level 2 going into next week when we reach Vogler and get to paying respects to our recently departed friend and everything that goes with it. But
How are you doing hit points?
who am I missing? Oh, it's you can roll or take average, whatever. If you roll less than average, take average. But yeah,
Alright.
so thank you everybody for
As I roll average.
Yes, but thank you everyone who joined us this evening for our game. Oh, that's the wrong one. I wanted to keep that one. But we're going to head out of here.